Your practice is such a gift. Thank you for sharing it with each other and with the world.
Good morning, Unity in Marin. And it is a beautiful day here in Hamilton, in Novato, California. Sunshine. So wherever you are, if you're watching us online or if you're here, let's just take a deep breath and bring ourselves right to this present moment. Let everything else fall away, all of our thoughts and busyness and things that have to get done or were done. Just be right here. And I'd like to welcome you all on behalf of Reverend Deanne Morency, who's taking a much-needed day off. I'm Carolyn Gauthier. I'm on the staff here at Unity in Marin, and we are a loving community. Our core values are authenticity, inclusivity, and connectivity. So that really tells you what we're about. We're about creating community with those around us, those online. We're about finding that place inside of us that is the sacred, and the places all around us that are sacred. You. Everything that happens in this world is sacred. So we just come here to celebrate that, to sing together, to meditate together, and to hear inspiring words from inspiring speakers. Today we have Dr. Cindy Acker, who is also she's also our choir director. And we're very thrilled to have her with us today giving the talk. And Melissa Masters, who is our director of Youth and Family Ministry, is going to be doing the music today. So a lot to look forward to and a lot to celebrate. So I'm going to start out with a community song that I'm just going to lead, and you're all going to sing it with us. Hopefully most of you know it, or you'll pick it up really quickly, because we've done it before. And if you don't feel inspired to sing, then just breathe, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. Let the breath of life flow through me. Love is here, love is now. I am breathing love. Breathing in, breathing out. Let the breath of life flow through me. Joy is here, joy is now. I am breathing joy. Now let's take a moment just to breathe in whatever it is that you want to bring in today, and breathe out anything that's no longer serving you. Any old beliefs that are no longer of use, let them go, and bring in whatever is calling to you. Breathing in, breathing out. Let the breath of life flow through me. Peace is here, peace is now. I am breathing peace. And as you continue to breathe and go deeper, I'm inviting Barbara Cedarblade to come up and lead us in prayer.
I'd like to invite Wendy Miley to bring the prayer box up to the front, first of all, and also invite, okay, and all of the active prayer chaplains to encircle the room, and anybody who's ever been a prayer chaplain, please also join them. And any of you who are of service and who really value this community, also as you are called, please join and encircle the room as we have an opening prayer here this morning. And after that beautiful song that Carolyn wrote about breathing, let us all take a deep breath and sink into our bodies, into our hearts, and just know the presence together is here in this room and with us always. As we breathe, we know we are being breathed. And together we feel gratitude for all our privileges, for our blessings, for the love that we are, that we have. And with each out breath, please join me in sending that love out to all trouble spots on the world, in our country. We just send, as a community, love and light out into the world. And we ask for guidance and inspiration. And we find it here so often among each other. Synchronicities, promptings, knowings, what is ours to do. We are grateful for all of it, for this time together with Dr. Cindy Acker, with each other. And we release this prayer with faith and trust in the good. And so it is. Amen. And now James Henry will read today's inspirational word for us.
Good morning. It is now time for our inspirational reading. Time to let these words by John J. Muth become part of your morning reflection, your morning meditation, or prayer. I invite you in this moment to take a deep breath and to pause, to close your eyes if you wish. I invite you to let these words become your words. The affirmation for today is, on this day of Lent, I delight in the letting go of that which doesn't serve me. Two traveling monks reached a town where there was a young woman waiting to step out of her sedan chair. The rains had made deep puddles, and she couldn't step across without spoiling her silken robes. She stood there, looking very cross and impatient. She was scolding her attendants. They had nowhere to place the packages they held for her, so they couldn't help her across the puddle. The younger monk noticed the woman, said nothing, and walked by. The older monk quickly picked her up and put her on his back, transported her across the water, and put her down on the other side. She didn't thank the older monk. She just shoved him out of the way and departed. As they continued on their way, the young monk was brooding and preoccupied. After several hours, unable to hold his silence, he spoke out. That woman back there was very selfish and rude, but you picked her up on your back and carried her. Then she didn't even thank you. I set the woman down hours ago, the older monk replied. Why are you still carrying her? Once again, the affirmation for today is, on this day of Lent, I delight in the letting go of that which doesn't serve me. Please know this with me. On this day of Lent, I delight in the letting go of that which doesn't serve me. Thank you.
Good morning, Unity. I just have a different vibration. So sorry if I woke you up. Okay. We are all part of the welcome team the minute you step onto this campus. Is that right? Yes. All right, so make sure you introduce yourselves to people you haven't talked to before. It's okay if you've been coming here for years and you still haven't talked to certain people. I give you permission to talk to them now. So introduce yourself and welcome each other onto this beautiful campus. We do have potluck hospitality at the end of service today, served out in the courtyard. You can connect with Dr. Cindy Acker at this exit door after service. And a member from the board will be at the board table if you have any questions about our beautiful campus and our Unity in Marin services. If you'd like to reach out to Reverend Deanne, you can do so by texting the word welcome at 415-991-71111, and she will respond. Honestly, she will respond. And let's see, did I skip a page? 2, 3. Okay, I guess I'm supposed to talk about this too. I am, right? Okay, good. So you received a bulletin when you walked in, and inside there is a spiritual connection card. If you would like to get prayer support, please write your prayer on the card. You can put it into the offertory basket, and you will get support. And then we have our calendar of activities online, so you can check it out. I went to the website, I saw the calendar, so you can click and you can see for a whole month the activities here on campus. Today's flower sponsor is by Jean Marie Gourmet, celebrating her 70th birthday, so happy birthday. And also, the second flower sponsor is Dr. Cindy Acker in honor of Reverend Elizabeth Middleburg's appointment to interminister in San Rafael. So congratulations, Elizabeth. And the flowers were arranged by Carolyn Gauthier. Beautiful. So thank you, Carolyn. And if any of you would like to sponsor hospitality or the flowers, please see Charcel. She'll be out in the courtyard. We have a mission statement here at Unity in Marin. Please join me in stating it. Unity in Marin is a loving community dedicated to spiritual growth, inclusivity, and service. We honor and care for ourselves, each other, and the natural world. Our 3 core commitments are connectivity, inclusivity, and authenticity. And so today we will highlight inclusivity. Cultivating a safe space to celebrate diversity and value the uniqueness of every person. We widen our lens to understand and honor the lived experience of others. We are enriched and become more as we consciously question our assumptions. We cultivate a space of belonging for all before they come in the door. So we will have our sacred service spotlight, and it's for all the folks that volunteer in the bookstore. So that's Jane Alemo, Vicki Clark, and Christine Morgan. And our bookstore is open after service. It's just right outside along the offices there. So please say hello and thank them for their service. We are still collecting photos for our 60th anniversary celebration in May. And good news, Heidi and Steve Listick will be coming. So make sure and they want to see everybody, so make sure you're here in May. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Melissa Masters.
Good morning. So today I'm going to sing some Celtic songs. This first one's an original, and I hear a fiddle in this song. Yeah, I don't have a fiddle, so don't mind me as I play my imaginary fiddle. Come and lay down your troubles for a while. Let the ocean sky above you make you smile. Celebrate a morning sun, many battles you have won. Think of my love to keep you strong. Yet if all the words from my heart never stay, and if all the songs that I sing fade away, remember a time when you felt so loved and so held. That's where you know I'll always be, right here with me. When sadness surrounds you with its pain, allow a gentle wind to soothe so calm remains. Keep your mind set high above. Let the lion meet the dove. Think of my love to keep you strong. As the world keeps on growing with each year, may the river of your wisdom grow so clear. In every moment choose your best, with every turn forgive the rest. Think of my love to keep you strong. Yet if all the words from my heart never stay, and if all the songs that I sing fade away, remember a time when you felt so loved and so held. That's where you know I'll always be, right here with me. Remember a time when you felt so loved and so held. That's where you know I'll always be, right here with me, right here with me. You're right here with me.
I remember talking about my house at Christmas time and what was there, but springtime is a different story. In my house, it's where I get to exercise control. I work with children, no control over children. I work with the choir. But at my house, I know where absolutely everything is at any time. I can close my eyes and I could move around in my house and get whatever I needed because I always put every single thing back. And so when people ask me where things are, I can say top shelf, right side, second drawer, and it's always there. So when spring cleaning comes, for me it's like the little picky things. So in my office, I know that to the left side, there's a basket of books that needs to be organized, books that people have given me that I don't yet have time to read. And on the right side, above the printer, there's things that I need to prioritize, things that I have to do, but they're a little out of order right now. And then in the breakfast nook corner behind the chair, there is that big bag of dog food that I don't have a clip strong enough to hold it. And so I just keep trying to roll it up, but it doesn't work. Those are the things that I'm working on, so you'll know what I'm doing. So since people use Lent as this time of release and renewal, how about taking these last few days, and we only have a few before Easter, as days of renewal, of refresh, of body, mind, and spirit? Not just the obvious things, but those little things, the things that you might have ignored. Refresh your space, refresh your garden if you have one, refresh your plants, refresh your outlook, and refresh what I call your in-look. Because sitting within are our ideologies, our perceptions, our old beliefs, usually based on, we don't know. They're the stories that we tell ourselves, those narratives that eventually become an ingrained belief, a limiting belief. And then they slowly, unfortunately, start to define our reality. That's why we believe things and we really don't even know why we believe them. Sometimes they're not the stories that we tell ourselves. They're the stories that somebody else has told somebody else, and it just ended up inside of us. So this morning, I want you to prepare yourself for some spiritual, historical information as we journey through some maybe new understandings. So to grow into the best version of yourself, let me go back there. To refresh our in-look, we have to let go of old beliefs that just don't serve us anymore and spring forward into new truths that have been there, but we just didn't know it. It's like new thought that has new thoughts about new thoughts. So I'm going to share a few with you, and you just got to have a peek. Some of them might be difficult, some of them might be funny, but this is the first one. When did Jesus become white? Somebody asked me would I talk about that at some point, and I said, yes, I will, and then here we go. So asking that, I don't mean to say that this historical Jesus underwent ethnic cleansing and changed colors. But what I am saying is that historically, the Jesus that we see in pictures is not the historical Jesus who lived in what is now considered the Middle East. This map shows where Jesus was born, Bethlehem. This is Bethlehem in the time of history. The brown part says Judea, if you can see that down at the bottom. This close-up shows Nazareth, just a little bit higher from Bethlehem. So some people say Jesus of Bethlehem, some people say Jesus of Nazareth. That was the area. Both of those areas are captured in this modern day map. And that almost makes you want to inhale. So there's the close-up, where Nazareth is very clearly a little farther up from where Bethlehem would be. But here's the thing. What did a man from Bethlehem or Nazareth look like back in Jesus' day? There are no photos of Jesus. There's lots of information about the fact that he walked, he talked, he did this and he did that, but there are no photos, although his existence is proven historically. Well, many historians, scholars, and archaeologists have put together what people looked like in the area where Jesus was supposed to have been born and grew up, and they've come up with a few different renditions. I'll share you mine shortly. This is one that Deanne found. Whoop, that's mine. These are the pictures of what some of the people in that area looked like at the time. Not white. But it makes sense when you look at the geography of where Jesus was born back then. There it is again. That area is there. It's now called the Middle East. Back then, it was called Northeast Africa. You breathing? Even clearer, historians show that the spot is about right there. I'm giving everybody a minute with this. So, human rights historian, journalist Richard Sudan states, Jesus was born in Bethlehem, present-day Palestine region. Some say not quite Palestine, maybe it's part of Israel, which at the time of his birth was considered Northeast Africa. The term Middle East wasn't coined until the 1850s, after the creation of the Suez Canal by the British, long after the lifetime of Jesus. And if anybody has read that story in the Bible or heard of that story in the Bible where the angel comes to Joseph and says, you need to go to Egypt, you need to hide the family because Herod is going to come trying to look for Jesus to kill Jesus. Well, imagine what people look like in Egypt and imagine hiding. I told you some of this was going to be funny. It just couldn't have happened that way. So, of some of the artist renditions of what Jesus may have looked like, this is one of the ones that Deanne shared with me. Someone who looked similar to the coloring of people in that area. They did not have long hair then. Men often wore scarves over. And so this is not the Jesus that we have seen, but this is an example of what many people have come up with. So how did that happen? Well, as the stories about Jesus started to carry through different cultures, many cultures would make a Jesus that looked like their culture. And when Europeans shared the information about Jesus, Jesus became the look of someone who was white and European looking. When Europeans came to the United States and brought their teachings to the United States, they also brought white Jesus along with them. No one's killing me yet? So with each culture, Jesus changed colors. If you Google Asian Jesus, you'll find one. You'll find one in just about any culture. So I call this the greatest story never told. When we learn to remove the concept of racial domination, we start to see all of the ways in which it's manifested itself. One researcher said Western European missionaries carried the white Jesus image to colonized continents, turning white Jesus into an ideology. Missionaries indoctrinated colonized students to accept white domination. In Nazi Germany, some scholars tried to strip Jesus of his cultural identity by proposing that Jesus was an Aryan, not a Jew. Jesus was made white because white evangelical churches in America, unable to distinguish between politics and faith, created Jesus according to the image of the dominant people. Christians are exposed to the image of white Jesus, implying that God is white, affirming a white superiority. But these descriptions of Jesus are based on cultural stereotypes, not historical and archaeological analysis. So when we learn how to remove a concept of racial domination, we start to see the ways in which it has manifested itself and endured. And we open up a way of human understanding that is underpinned in love, in peace, and in justice. And I love this quote: when white-skinned people welcome a brown-skinned Jesus, and this is the one that I have, into their homes and churches, they embrace and live Jesus' message and stand in solidarity for the disadvantaged. Think about that. And the wonderful thing, I think, about unity is that there's a commitment to provide the ever-changing truth as we know it, and to be open to receiving it and embracing it. The stories we think we surely got right, but didn't quite, keep coming up and will keep coming up. And we can be upset over it, we can keep carrying that, or we can move forward. So here's one that a lot of people thought they knew. Who knows who that is? Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks, not the first person who refused to give up her seat on the bus. But everybody thinks so. I want to introduce you to 4 women who preceded her. These 4 women are important because they give us a lesson that not just one person stood up, but many people stood up. So I want to introduce you to PFC Sarah Keyes, to 15-year-old Claudette Colvin, to Aurelia Browder, who refused to give up her seat on the bus 8 months before Rosa Parks and 1 month after Claudia Colvin, and Mary Louise Smith Ware. And if anybody wants to read about all of the other people, because these are only 4, there are many people who refuse to give up their seat. There's a book that's called Right to Ride, and it gives you the stories that a lot of us don't know. So this story tells you one person did it. This story says you can too, because many other people stood up. Courage is on display every day, not through a single story, but through the story of many. So I'm going to leave you today with the person of the day, and that is Patrick. So the story goes, among other things, that Patrick, who wasn't Patrick at the time, was enslaved as a child, who escaped, found his way to Ireland, and got rid of all of the snakes in Ireland. And I'm not going to give you the whole story because it's St. Patrick's Day. But deep history unearths information that Patrick's family, as were many wealthy families at that time, were slaveholding families. So Patrick was not enslaved. Patrick had slaves, and Patrick sold slaves. And the money that he got from the slaves that he sold allowed him to go to Ireland and to live in Ireland and to change what he did before. He didn't want to follow his father's tradition, and he ended up becoming a priest. But it funded his journey and his ability to be able to continue life in Ireland. So what about that shamrock he's holding? Well, part of what Patrick did was to teach the colonized individuals about the Holy Trinity. And he very creatively used the shamrock as the example of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, or the Holy Ghost. And that is how many people he felt needed to see a visual to really understand what the Trinity was like. And so the story goes that he was the person who came up with that idea. But what about the snakes? Well, let's say this. Ireland is completely free of snakes. But Ireland was completely free of snakes. The last ice age ended more than 10,000 years ago. The ice age made the islands inhospitable to reptiles whose cold-blooded bodies needed heat from the surroundings in order for them to survive. So people don't think there were ever snakes in Ireland, but if there were, definitely, by the time of the last ice age, they were not there. It was not Patrick. Sorry, Patrick, it wasn't you. But you can still eat your corned beef and cabbage. And I could tell you about the corned beef, but I won't. I think I'll stop there. What I think is that the most incredible lesson that we have here is that we have to recraft our DNA. We have latched on to information for all of our lives, all of our parents' lives, all of our communities' lives, and we've etched it into our identity and made it a part of who we are, branded it into our own self-awareness, and based everything that we do on these things that aren't true, aren't real, someone else's concept, someone else's ideology. And how we respond to things that may not be true is up to us. We could choose to carry the burden like the young monk and complain and complain and complain. Why didn't they tell us? Why didn't I know? I don't have to change anything. I don't need to know this. Or we could just let go of that and just spring forward. We can let go of the anger of the things that we didn't know. And as it says here, be willing to let go of old self-identities so you can explore more of who you are through new experiences. Think of all that we could be and do and know if we didn't live in what is changing now and what we're learning now. We can just move forward and we can just say, that's a new one. Let me see what that means. And we can start to ask questions about days, about situations, about people. And we could say, wait a minute, let me fact check that. Let me just see about that. And the wonderful thing, I think, about unity is that we have opened a safe space, and we're invited to be courageously uncomfortable, knowing more, recognizing more, and more is going to keep coming up because we keep finding out more of history. And isn't that a wonderful thing, rather than leaving us stuck in the not knowing, in the unknowing, in the wrong knowing? We can lose the excess weight of old identities, and we can give ourselves the freedom to have new experiences based on new thought and a refreshed in-look. Jeremy, come on up. So I want to give you just a moment of a meditation time, but I'm going to talk through the meditation. So if you'll just find a comfortable place for yourself. I'm just going to keep saying these words. Let the truth that I seek reveal itself to me. May what is hidden become clear, and may I embrace it, knowing that truth elevates. Let the truth that I seek reveal itself to me. May what is hidden become clear, and may I embrace it, knowing that truth elevates. Let the truth that I seek reveal itself to me. May what is hidden always become clear, and may I continually embrace it, knowing that truth elevates. If this is a piece that has sat on your heart with great difficulty, know that you can share that information on the spiritual connection card if you want prayer, or that the prayer chaplains, I'm going to put them right on the spot, are going to be available to be able to pray with you about that today. So if you can say the affirmation with me. On this day of Lent, I delight in the letting go of that which doesn't serve me. And so it is.
This next song is a Scottish ballad. The word Caledonia means Scotland in Gaelic. It's part of my heritage. And maybe this song will remind you of some of your ancestry. I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me. In these last few days, I felt afraid that I might drift away. I'm telling stories and singing songs, makes me think about where I've come from. That is why, the reason now I feel so far away. I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Yes, you're calling me home. And if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia, you're everything I've ever had. I have moved and I've kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proven, left the friends that I needed losing, met others on the way. I've met some men and I left them crying, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I've traveled far with my conscience flying somewhere with the wind. Oh, let me tell you that and sad. Caledonia, you're everything I've ever had. I'm sitting now before a fire, an empty room, a forest choir. The flames that couldn't get much higher have withered, now they're gone. I'm steady thinking, my way is clear. I know what I must do tomorrow. After hands have shaken and kisses flow, I will disappear. Oh, let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Yes, you're calling me home. And if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia, you're everything I've ever had. Caledonia, you're everything I've ever had.
Thank you, Melissa. That was sweet. That was really sweet. And Dr. Cindy Acker, I'm always learning something from you. It was amazing. Amazing. Well, this is the giving and receiving portion of our service, and the ushers will be coming forward with the offertory baskets. So prepare. And there are different ways that you can give here at Unity. You see that there's the church app. If you're live streaming, you have the QR code. There's the giving envelope, or you can mail it in. So at this time, please say the offertory affirmation with me. I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully. And we'll have Melissa back up, and the ushers will come forward.
In the morning when you rise, oh, I bless the sun, I bless the skies, I bless your hands, I bless your eyes. My blessing goes with you. In the nighttime when you sleep, oh, I bless the dreams that you may keep. As you lie in slumber deep, my blessing goes with you. Here is my prayer for you, there for you, ever true. Each and every day for you, in everything you do. And when you're close to me, and I am close to you, I bless you, and you bless me too. When your weary heart is tired, if the world should leave you uninspired, when there's nothing more of love's desires, my blessing goes with you. When the storms of life are strong, when you're wounded, when you don't belong, when you no longer hear my song, my blessing goes with you. Here is my prayer for you, there for you, ever true. Each and every day for you, and everything you do. And when you're close to me, and I am close to you, I bless you, and you bless me too. Oh, I bless you, and you bless me too.
We have lots of activities here at Unity in Marin, and I'm just going to highlight a few of them. You can go online to get more details. The Women's Drumming Circle with Barbara Borden will take place on Wednesday, and you'll be celebrating the spring equinox. So no one's turned away from lack of funds, but do come. And then on Palm Sunday, where Reverend Deanne will be here, as well as Deborah Winters, and that's next Sunday. And then the Sunday after that is Easter Sunday. So there will be a spring renewal ritual, so we hope to see you all here. Oh, an Easter egg hunt. Can I play on that, Melissa? Can I play? Can I play? And we're calling for all volunteers to put together flower bouquets, little miniature flower bouquets to decorate our wreath. Registration is online, and that's just to make sure we have enough pizza slices for you. So make sure you register online. And then the support circle, Unity and Support Circle, it's a supportive safe space to share and connect with others, will happen next Sunday at 11:30. We have our annual meeting on Sunday, March 24th. You can watch it on Zoom or in person, but it's really important that we have enough people. So a quorum is what they're calling, so make sure you register online. We have spiritual economics with Linda Anderson-Hendry. Raise your hand. Yay. And that's on Wednesdays, Zoom only, and that's a great book. That's a really great book, and we have it at the bookstore. Gotcha, Christine. The bookstore. And will all the prayer chaplains please rise? Nice. So if you have anything you want to share in your heart, anything that was stirred up with with Dr. Cindy's talk, these wonderful members of our community are here to pray with you, so please take advantage of that. And we thank you to prayer chaplains for that. And at this time, are we having youth? Do we have youth? No? Okay. Well, we'll say our youth prayer to all the youth of the world. Here we go. You are the perfect expression of divine light. We love you exactly the way you are. And while you're rising here, let's say our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. And let's sing our community song.
So we're going to let go and let God and let release everything that no longer serves us. You ready?